Yo, what's up, Talo fans? This is BrokenImpact here, coming at you with the Pokemon Black and White Wi-Fi battle. And this is an OU match I had against SupahGassy. I found him on the Smogon Battle Finder. It was actually a very good battle, and as you can see from this 1 minute intro thing, thingamajig or whatever. Well, it's actually 1 minute. Yeah, the battle starts after 1 minute. But anyway, I just thought I'd like to talk about the team preview. Okay, so as you can see, we both have sand teams, and we have 3 of the same Pokemon. Here, we both have Tyranitar, Gastrodon, and Terrakion. Now, my Terrakion's banded, and I figured out what his was later on in the match, but you'll see in the match. And I think our Tyranitar's the same set, and our Gastrodon's the same set. But other than that, I brought Rotom Wash, Landorus, and Heatran. Heatran as a wall, and then the Rotom Wash and Landorus as Scarfers. And then he has the Latias, which is it can set up Calm Minds and stall. Ferrothorn, set up Hazards, and Dragonite. Dragonite kind of confused me because it gets its multi-scale broken with the sand. I really don't know what he did there, but anyway, let's get this battle started. So I'm gonna go ahead and lead off with my Tyranitar so I can get my sand up ASAP. Seeing as though this is my best lead and this is the thing I would want to sack earliest. And he's gonna lead off with his Gastrodon. He's gonna go ahead and go for the Earth Power. It's not going to do that much because I am pretty bulky special defensively, and I'm going to go ahead and set up my Stealth Rocks, but I did get that special defense drop, so I don't want to stay in for another one, for another Earth Power. But he predicts the switch as I go into my Rotom Wash, and he goes for a Scald. It doesn't do anything since I resist it, and I didn't get the burn, luckily. So now I'm going to go for the Trick, hoping he stays in, so I can cripple this Gastrodon. He does stay in, and I'm able to easily give him the Choice Scarf, so as he locks himself into Toxic, so I basically crippled this Gastrodon, which is perfect for me because it could have been a real problem if I wouldn't have given it this Choice Scarf. But now it's not as much of a problem. So he's gonna switch out knowing he's stuck into Toxic, and and go into his Latias. I'm gonna go for the Pain Split because everything on his team is at full health, and I just want to get it as close to full health as possible. And it actually does a pretty decent chunk off the Latias, so that tells me it has quite a bit of HP. In it, since I am only at 242 HP. Now I'm going to switch out and go with my Tyranitar since I know he's probably going to go for the Dragon Pulse to try to kill me. He does go for the Dragon Pulse, and it's not going to do anything since I am bulky, special defensively, and this thing isn't really the best special attacker in the world. So he's going to switch out knowing that he can't do anything to me, and he's going to go into his Terrakion, and I'm going to predict that and go for the Ice Beam. Now right here, this is very critical to the match. I get a freeze off the Ice Beam, which that's just crazy how I get freeze hacks on an Ice Beam. So I'm going to take this opportunity to switch into my Landorus, and I'm going to predict me to go for the Earthquake, and I'm going to go for the U-turn here, but he switches out into his Ferrothorn. I was actually predicting him to go into his Latias again, but either one, that actually did a good chunk of damage on the Ferrothorn, so it's whatever to me. And I'm going to go out in my Terrakion here to try to scare him off with the possible close combat. And I'm going to go for the X-Scissor, predicting him to switch into Latias. But he makes a smart play and stays in it and goes for the Gyro Ball. So looking at that damage, my banded close combat would have definitely been able to take his Ferrothorn out. But I over-predicted here and got myself stuck into X-Scissor. And it does actually quite a bit of damage, but I'm going to die to the Iron Bars. He knows that, and he's going to go ahead and set up one layer of spikes. So that was a good play on his part, even though only 2 guys are resisted to the spikes, but yeah, good play on his part. So I'm going to switch out into my Heatran to scare him out here as he goes into his Gastrodon, and I'm just going to go for the Roar, just so I can phase out whatever he wants to go into, because I knew he was going to switch, and he gets sent back into his Latios after the Roar. Now, here's my opportunity to try to Toxic this thing, because if it is a substitute Calm Mind set, then I could get really screwed over by this thing, but I'm faster than it, so I don't think it has any speed EVs, but it actually goes for the Roar here, so I know it's not a subset, but still, Toxic will help anything, anything will help get this thing down because it's just bulky. And I really don't want to be fighting this Latias too long. So he roars me out into my Rotom, and my Rotom is Toxic, but it's not really too much of a problem because he is at higher HP than me. But I'm going to switch out here and go into my Gastrodon, predicting him to go for the Dragon Pulse again. But he actually makes a smart move and goes for the recover off the switch. So now his Latias is, I just said Latias, or whatever his name is. It's almost close to full HP, so he's going to switch out knowing he can't do anything to Gastrodon, and he's going to go into his Ferrothorn. I'm going to predict the switch into the Ferrothorn and make a double switch and go into my Tyranitar, since I do have the Fire Blast. So I was planning on going for the Fire Blast here to take him out. But he makes a smart play and he goes for the Protect, which is actually a very odd move to have on a Ferrothorn. I don't really see Protect on Ferrothorns too much, but I guess it's pretty pro. And now I'm going to switch up moves and go for an Ice Beam because I really don't want him to go into his Terrakion and get unthawed by the Fire Blast. I don't know if it unthaws it, but you know, I don't want that possibility. So he goes into his own Tyranitar and he sets up his rocks, and I'm gonna just stay in and you know, sack my Tyranitar since I really don't need it anymore, and I want to get as much damage off on his Tyranitar as possible. So he's gonna go for the Stone Edge, which tells me he's more of a physical one, as I'm more of a mixed one. I have Fire Blast, Stealth Rocks, Ice Beam, and Crunch. And for some reason he's going for these weird like Crunch and Stone Edge. So I'm guessing that he was predicting me to switch out, but I really had no motive to switch out there. But now I'm gonna go into my Landorus since I know I outspeed, since I am Scarfed. And I'm going to go for the U-turn just so I can get switch initiative on him. And he actually goes into his Latias, which is pretty good for me because it's going to do a big chunk to this Latias, which is perfect because, you know, anything, like I said before, any little damage will help take this thing out because it's, you know, it's a pest. You know, you don't want to be fighting this thing forever. And after the Sandstorm and Toxic damage, this thing is going to be at pretty low health. And I actually thought that I could outspeed it since my Heatran outsped it, but I did forget that he went for the Phasing Roar, which makes him slower than my Heatran. That's the only reason I thought I could outspeed with Rotom. So he's able to get his recover off as I go for the Hydro Pump, and it doesn't do anything at all. Like, it does very little actually. Now it doesn't do anything, but it does. You know what I'm saying. You saw the match. But anyway, we're both gonna get withered down by Toxic. Now, he's going to switch out and go into his Gastrodon. And I actually predicted that, and I went out into my Heatran. Well, I actually predicted him to go into his Ferrothorn. But, so I went into my Heatran, so this is a pretty bad switch. But, it actually could put me at quite an advantage because I do have Protect, so I can scout out what move he's going to lock himself into. He goes for the Earth Power since that is the strongest move against a Heatran. And that's, now that he's locked into freaking Earth Power, it's perfect. It's a perfect opportunity for me to switch it into my Landorus since it doesn't get hit by it. Now I'm gonna go for the U-turn to try to see if he'll switch out, but he actually stays in, so I don't think he cares for his Gastrodon too much anymore. I mean, I wouldn't because it's Scarfed. And I'm gonna switch out into my Rotom since it does have Levitate, and Gastrodon really can't do too much to it. So I'm pretty sure he's gonna switch out here. So I predict that switch because he is stuck into Earth Power, like I said before, since he has the Choice Scarf. And he's going to go into his Latias. And I'm just going to go for the Pain Split just so I can even out our HP. And looking at that, we're both at very low HP. I'm at 66. We're both at 66 after the leftovers. Yeah, we're both at 66 after leftovers. And Toxic, we are both going to be at around 36. So, both of us are going to die. So he just figures, why not go for the the Dragon Pulse and take my Rotom out since he is just going to die to the Sandstorm and Toxic damage after that. So that was a double down. And now he's going to go into his Gastrodon again. And I'm going to go into my Landorus. And this Gastrodon really doesn't scare me too much. But I'm going to switch out and go into my own Gastrodon. I actually should have went for the U-turn there since I do outspeed. But, I just switched out because I knew he was going to go for the Scald. And I wanted to get that Storm Drain boost, so I could take out whatever he goes into. And now I'm going to predict the switch and go for the Toxic. And I actually wasn't predicting him to go into his Ferrothorn. That's the only reason I went for the Toxic there. I mean, I could have went for the Scald or the Earth Power. I actually predicted him to go into his Dragonite, but he goes into his T-Tar. Either one works. He's going to go for the Crunch, hoping to take me out. It does a good chunk, but it's not going to be able to take me out. And I'm going to go for the Scald and be able to take him out. I do get a crit. Not sure if that mattered because I am at +1, and I do have some special attack EVs in this thing. So I'm going to go for the Earth Power here, hoping that I can take out this Ferrothorn, since it is at such low health. But he lives with a small sliver of health. Oh my gosh, why? Why? And he's going to get off the lead seed. So now he can just... I know he has a Protect, and he can just, protects the elite seed so he can get recovery. But I'm just gonna take this opportunity to get the recover up since I know he's gonna go for the protect, and I want to be at pretty high HP. I really don't care if he gets the elite seed recovery because it won't help him too much since he will have to switch out eventually, and the rocks damage will somewhat cover that elite seed recovery. So he's gonna go into his this thing, Dragonite, predicting the Earth Power, and I do go for the Earth Power just to be safe because I don't want to over predict too early. And now he's just gonna go for the Outrage, and this scared me quite a bit because he could have actually swept me with this Dragonite. Or finished my last 3 guys off, which are now it's 2, which is my Heatran and my Landorus. So I'm gonna go with my Heatran knowing I resist this, and I'm hoping that I can take one since I don't have any bulk defensively at all. But I am able to take it since I do resist it. I'm gonna go for the Lava Plume here, hoping to get the burn, and I get it. Oh my gosh! And now I'm just hoping he doesn't have the Lumberry, and he doesn't. So I'm guessing he's banded in some way, shape, or form because he got himself stuck in Outrage, and I don't know. I'm just hoping he's banded, and he is. I know he's not Lumberry, so that's perfect because I basically crippled this thing. And I'm gonna go for the protect just so I can stall out his Outrage turns, get some more burn damage. And now I'm gonna stay in, just hoping that he hits himself. He does hit himself, and I'm gonna go for the Roar on the off chance he does, and roar him out to his Tracheon. And I really don't want to switch out into my Landorus and try to sweep and win 2-0 because I just want to be safe here, and I'm gonna go for the Roar just to in case he's still frozen. And it rolls him out to his Gastrodon. Not really too scared of the Gastrodon. I'm gonna go for the Toxic here since I do outspeed, which shows quite a bit about Gastrodon because it does have the Choice Scarf, which shows this is as slow as dirt. But he's gonna go for the Scald. Almost takes me out, but since I am special defensive bulky, I will be able to live that with a small sliver. He's gonna go for another Scald. I guess it was a speed tie the first time because he did outspeed me the second time. So down goes my Heatran. But now that this Gastrodon is at such low health, I know that my Landorus can just sweep here, do a little mini sweep here because I can take out the Gastrodon with the Earthquake. Dragonite will die to the next entry on Stealth Rocks, and he's gonna do that right. He's gonna actually go into his Dragonite right now, so he can just fodder him out. And his last hope is his Ferrothorn. He's gonna go for the protect since he does have leftovers and try to get as much leftover recovery as he can to try to hopefully try to live this Earthquake. But it's just futile because I am a Landorus. I get stabbed on Earthquake, Sand Force, Adamant, all that good stuff. And now he's gonna go into Tracheon. He does outspeed, but he's still frozen, and I'm gonna be able to take him out with an Earthquake. So that was a good game, SupahGassy. Y'all really need to check this guy out. He's a cool dude. He has high quality battles like me, and I just personally like him. He's a cool guy. Like I said before, there's not much I can say about him, and he has horrible luck like me. So you can get some laughs out of his videos possibly if you like seeing people getting hacked. So yeah. But anyway, if you like the battle, leave a like down there. And if you liked my narration, then you can go ahead and click the link down there to my channel. Check me out, subscribe. Hopefully, maybe I'll get some more subscribers from this video. And if you like if you like the playstyle of my opponent, you can go check him out as well. He does narrated Wi-Fi battles in high quality so that's always a plus. Thanks to Dennis for making this Teotelo thing because I really did not want to wait on Pokemon Pet Beta. But anyway, this is Broken Impact signing out, guys. Peace.